So here we're going to graph f of x equals, in parentheses, x minus 2 squared minus 3 using a table of values. So to find the y value here, we're going to replace the x value in our function with 0. So here we go. So instead of an x, we have a 0. Now we do order of operations, parentheses first, 0 minus 2. That makes a negative 2. Next up for order of operations, exponents, and then we'll end with subtraction here. So negative 2 squared, negative times negative is positive, and then 2 squared, or 2 times itself, is 4. So here we have a 4 minus 3. That makes a 1 there. Next up for this row here, 1 goes in for x to find the corresponding y value. So instead of an x or a 0, we got a 1 there. 1 minus 2 for parentheses makes negative 1. Next up, exponents. Negative 1 squared is 1. 1 minus 3 makes negative 2. Next up, replace the 1 or the x with a 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 squared is 0. Minus 3 makes negative 3. Next up, instead of a 2, we have a 3. 3 minus 2 makes 1. Squared makes 1. Minus 3 makes negative 2. And for the last one there, 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Minus 3 makes 1. Now that we have our table of values, now we can go and plot some points. Here we go. 0, 1 is going to go right there. And then 1, negative 2 is going to go right there. We have a 2, negative 3, 2 on the x, negative 3 on the y, right there. 3, negative 2, and then 4, 1. There we go. Now, if you do notice, this is a variable squared. It's a quadratic, so it makes a parabola or a U shape. So there's your graph there. Some interesting pieces with a quadratic is, if you notice, we have a reflective type property, right? So axis of symmetry right down the middle there. You can see that on the table because we have numbers going up and going down that are repeated. Negative 2 and 1, negative 2 and 1 going up versus going down. That's going to be your axis of symmetry right there where x is 2. Also going to be where your vertex is, right? This point here, 2, negative 3, that's your vertex shown at the very bottom or the very top of a parabola. And then you also have a y-intercept. Y-intercept is always where x is 0. Here it happens to be at the top of the table. It's not always there, so you just look for where x is 0, go straight over, and there's your y-intercept.